What's up, guys? This video is going to be a little bit different, not just because we finally got our audio dialed in with the new mic, but because in the past couple of videos I had a specific cadence and structure that I was following, whereas in this video I just have a very important topic that I want to discuss, and I don't have a particular agenda or flow or structure that I'm going to follow. I'm just going to deliver it like 100% raw and authentic because I think that's what's going to resonate the most. And the reason that I'm going to deliver it this particular way is frankly because I need the message to resonate with you. To anybody that's going through any kind of challenges or suffering or pain or doubts or depression, whatever the case may be. Because I think that if I were to come across this message earlier on in my journey, it would have spared me from so many unbelievably low points in my life as I was working towards becoming the person that I am today. And I honestly believe that this mental model and this idea is going to be what makes the inevitable challenges that I'm going to face in attaining my next goals much, much easier. So I want to start with something that everybody that's watching this video can resonate with. I don't give a if you are a billionaire, and I don't give a shit if you are homeless. Everybody will resonate with the fact that in life there are many ups and downs. Of course, the ups are fantastic. It's literally like what makes life worth living. And the downs are usually not fun at all. They are filled with challenges and usually inflict a lot of pain, suffering, negative thoughts, and emotions, which obviously doesn't feel too good when you're going through it. But here's the point that I really want to drive home. You are never going to get to a point in your life on earth where you are no longer capable of suffering or capable of feeling sadness or grief or anxiety or any of these other emotions. It is impossible and rather childish to believe that you are always going to feel happy or that operating in that particular state is even attainable. And now I'm going to dive into why, and I'm just going to unpack it just off the dome. Number one, if it was attainable to reach a state where you were only happy and it was all sunshine, butterflies, rainbows, and happy gummy bears pooping lollipops, you would get so bored. You would get so unbelievably bored, and life would lose all of its adventure and all of its meaning. But here's the thing. It's very easy for us as human beings to wish that we could operate in this way. And what is so devastating for so many people, and what plagued me for years before I truly understood what I'm about to tell you, is that I thought that that state was attainable. I thought that if I developed my mindset enough, or if I just focused on the right habits or the right thoughts, or just did the right things, that I would get to a place in my life where happiness and abundance was all I experienced, and there was no more sadness, there was no more pain, there was no more uncertainty. But that doesn't exist. And it fucked with my mind so much so that I thought by experiencing the suffering and the discomfort and the pain that I was experiencing, that something was wrong with me, that I wasn't doing life correctly, that I hadn't figured out the code or the secret, because I still had all this suffering and all of this pain in my life. And I think when I finally realized, and I honestly can't remember back to a specific time where there was a specific event that just flipped the switch in my head. I think that it clicks for different people at different times, but one common thread that I've found in myself and in a lot of the other people that do live a life of abundance and joy and happiness, seemingly as their default state, I can promise you that they all deal with sadness, they all deal with doubts, they all deal with different forms of suffering and pain. Anybody else that tells you otherwise is a liar, or they are a goldfish or a hamster. But I think that you'll get to a certain point where you realize that in this game of self-improvement and this game of attaining your goals and becoming better and going through life, it's gonna happen to you. That's out. Some of it's out of your control and some of it's in your control, and you just f***ed up. And it's going to cause suffering and pain in your life, most likely. Not all the time, but there are going to be times when you're just going through some shit. I think that everyone who you and I would agree is subjectively successful gets to a point in their life where they start to view this pain and suffering and these challenges simply as indicators. And what do I mean by indicators? Well, I could mean a number of different things. One indicator of suffering or pain or depression or anxiety or whatever could be an indicator that you are acting out of alignment with who you want to be and who you are meant to be. You're f***ing up, you're taking the wrong actions, you're doing the wrong things, and as a result, your spirit, your soul, your higher self, your mind, whatever the f*** you want to call it, is suffering. Because at the end of the day, you deep down, you don't feel good about what you're doing. So that's one indicator that can come from pain and suffering. Another indicator that can come from it is an indicator of growth and an indicator of rising to the next level. You may be facing a challenge which is placing you way out of your comfort zone. And it may be, unbeknownst to you, exactly what you need in order to move to the next level, which is where everything that you want is. So to kind of walk you through that, you may want all of these different things, and the universe or God or whoever, I don't know what you believe, says, okay, to be worthy of that, I need you to go through this. And now you're presented with a test or challenges, something to define who you truly are at that moment. And how you respond in that particular situation, how you respond to the pain, to the suffering, is going to dictate what your outcome is going to be. Are you going to succumb to the pain and the suffering, or are you going to evolve? Are you going to rise above it? Are you going to embrace it? And as a result, get the outcome that you ultimately need and want. So within the context of pain and suffering and obstacles, those are two examples of indicators that, often pop up. And frankly, I don't want to sit here talking about them all night, but the point is, you're never going to get to a point in your life where you can no longer experience pain, where you no longer have challenges, where you no longer have any of these, negative emotions that come with being human. That'd be like the equivalent of you somehow being able to press your hand on a burning stove and not feel anything. It doesn't make sense. It's not how we're wired. And really the whole purpose behind making this video is if you can get to a point where you no longer judge yourself for feeling these emotions or feeling this pain or discomfort and looking at challenges that are placed in your path and thinking, God, why me? Why me? Why does this have to happen to me? But instead get to a place in your life where you view them as indicators. And don't get me wrong, you're still going to feel the pain. That is the indicator. But understand that it's just an indicator, and ultimately you are in complete control of how you respond to it. Then the pain and suffering inflicted upon you in the face of these challenges will be felt over a much, much shorter time horizon. Why? How? Well, first off, just in viewing the pain and the suffering as just an indicator is giving you 100% control over what that pain and suffering is and means and does to you. And it allows you to orientate or position yourself however you want as it relates to the outcomes that you want to get from whatever the situation is. And to give you an extremely simple example to wrap up this video, if you're going through some like you're suffering, you're dealing with doubts, or you think you're gonna fail, or you have failed, or just blah, 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 blah. Insert negative stuff here that you're dealing with. There are two ways to deal with it based on the material that I presented to you in this video. Number one is you just give into the situation. And the other way that you deal with it is you look at the situation and you're gonna feel it too. And I want to make a distinction here. You're not gonna approach this as fucking Yoda. Like, you're still gonna feel the pain that the first guy felt. Like, you're still gonna feel the pain. You're still going to suffer, but you're gonna look at the situation and you're gonna feel the pain and think, oh shit. All right, this is an indicator. How do I want to play this? And then right then and there, you have given yourself full autonomy over the situation and you've reclaimed all your power. And now you can choose to deal with it however you want in a way that is going to benefit you the most. So in summary, don't beat yourself up if you're going through a painful situation or you're going through some suffering in your life. That's normal. Everybody has it at literally all levels, and it never goes away, and it's never going to go away. Your problems just evolve, and you get better in dealing with them thanks to material like this. And then the second thing, which is really just the theme of everything that I've shared, is use your suffering and use your pain. Like, people say that all the time, but this is actually how you do it. You have to first realize that it's just an indicator, like it's just happening to you, and you have full control over what your response is going to be. And if you go back to step one, which is the fact that you will accept that there's going to be pain and there's going to be suffering in your life, then now it's no longer that big of a deal when it happens. Like, when obstacles present themselves, it's no longer, holy shit, something's completely wrong. Like, there shouldn't be adversity. There shouldn't be pain in my life. What the is going on? Now it's more so just like, okay, cool. How are we going to deal with this? And that's it. And then you just deal with it. Again, it's not going to be rainbows and gumdrops and lollipops. Even now that you have this information, what I'm telling you is quite literally, life is going to present challenges. There's going to be downs. There's going to be more downs than what you've already experienced. And they may actually be way gnarlier. I hope to God for your sake that they're not, but the reality is you're going to experience more shit. But as soon as you just start viewing it for what it is, which is just some shit that you got to deal with, then you can get creative for how you're going to deal with it and ultimately end up moving past it a lot faster. So I'm really hoping that this video made sense and that it resonated with you, and that if maybe you're going through something difficult or challenging right now, maybe this gave you clarity or inspiration or something that you can use to get through it. And if not, then great, you know, I'm glad you're not suffering right now. But just when that challenge, when that obstacle inevitably presents itself, just think back to this, and my hope is that you have an easier time dealing with it than maybe other times in the past. So thanks for watching this far. Hope you got some value out of it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.